Start, Coach.
Men's basketball follows women's basketball's exhibition on Friday. Also Lewis Clark State, so are you guys ready?
Coach, noticed some things with the lineup space on the box score. Victor, are you really looking at him to take Connor Hill's scoring load from the free?
Well, I don't know if he's going to take Connor Hill's scoring load, but he's definitely going to be a piece of the puzzle. You know, Vic's a talented young man, can really shoot the basketball. But, you know, I think we're going to be a little different than we've been in the past. I think we're going to be a lot more balanced than we have been with not having one dynamic scorer.
Is there a reason Art didn't play?
Yeah, he hurt his knee. We don't know how long it's going to be. It's probably going to be, he hurt it about 2 weeks ago. We're probably looking at 2 more weeks where he's back.
Was it little growing pains in the first couple of practices, just filling in all those new spots and starting lineup? You know,
no, not really. You know, all of our guys have been here all summer long. Like I told Dale last week in his article, is that I've got 9 guys back. You know, guys that have been here for a while, and Chris Sawbraw and Pat Ingram are both veterans at the Division I level. So, you know, we really haven't had any growing pains. We're actually doing better than I expected at this point.
How long before? Is there a competition at the point guard spot? Do you know who it's going to be, or you just want to feel?
I wouldn't say there's always competition for every spot, but. You know, you're going to see a couple different guys play there. You're going to see Chris play there, Sarbaugh. You're going to see Perrion play there, and you're going to see Pat Ingram play there, as well as Miles Franklin. So, you know, I think what you're going to see mostly is you're going to see Perrion Calendaret there.
You're going to talk about Perrion's role this year. Is that going to be one of those guys that kind of takes over those crunch time?
Yeah, you know, I've challenged Perrion to be the best guard in the league. You know, I think he has that ability, and he's got to be a marquee player in this league for us to be successful at the level we want to be. So I like what Perrion's done so far in the fall workouts, and really happy with where he's at.
Do you feel like he's kind of overcome maybe that mental block, you know, that maybe held him back the last couple of years?
I don't know if he's had a mental block or not. You know, I think it's maybe I would say maturity. You know, he's really grown up. You know, when Perrion came here, he was a freshman, obviously, high school freshman. He was 17 years old, and now he's 19, getting close to his 20th birthday, and he's just getting older. And he's made the natural, normal progressions in our program that I expect a good guard to make.
What are some of those tools that he possesses that makes you feel confident he can be the best guard in the conference?
Well, he can do a lot of things really well. Perrion's a good shooter. He's very explosive. He's very athletic, and he's one of our best defenders. So, you know, he has really taken the challenge to do that ever since Mike and Connor left. So I think that, you know, Perrion's going to be a lot of fun to watch this year.
In terms of Nick Blair, do you see him filling in the 3 or the 4, and do you see him competing for a starting spot?
Well, they're all competing right now for a starting spot, but Nick's been good so far, primarily at the small forward, the 3 spot. You know, he's a freshman, and anytime you step up to this level, the game's bigger, stronger, and faster, and Nick's adjusting to that quite well. You know, where it all falls for him at this point, I really don't know.
In terms of passing, is Perrion one of your better distributors?
He's a good passer of the basketball, no question about it. He's had a positive assist-to-turnover ratio last year. Has passed it well this year. Chris is obviously a very good passer. He showed in the first exhibition game with 8 assists and I think 1 turnover. We found a turnover on the tape that the stats didn't get. So, but he, you know, I think both of them will be very good assist men for us.
Are they about the same in terms of ball handling there? Or?
Yeah. I mean, Perrion's a little more dynamic, a little more explosive than Chris, but I would say Chris is maybe a little more solid. But they're both, you know, very skilled guards.
With the new guys, the amount of new guys that you're bringing in, they're picking up the pack defense pretty well.
Yeah, really good. They've picked up stuff very good, and you know, like I said earlier, we're a little bit ahead of where I thought we'd be at this point with this team.
I know, based on your comments in the past, you were probably ecstatic about all teams in one location in March.
Yeah, no question. With the Big Sky Conference tournament you're talking about, yeah, awesome to be able to go to Reno there in early March and play the conference tournament there. We were down there. Seth and I were down there a few weeks ago. I guess it's probably been about a month ago now, right? And saw the facilities and saw where I think it's a great deal for the Big Sky Conference.
George, what you expect from him this year?
Well, if you had to say there's been one surprise for me this year, it's been Nashawn George. He's really improved. I expect him to be a very good player for us. I'd be shocked if Nashawn George doesn't lead us in rebounding this year, and that's what I've challenged him to do. I like his energy, I like his athleticism, and I think he's really adjusted well to playing in our system.
What was different when he came in this year? Where did he improve?
Maturity. He just a little older, fitting in. Anytime a junior college guy comes in, it takes him a little time to make that conversion into Division I basketball, and our system's a little complicated. Figuring out what he can do in terms of the system, and I think he's done a great job of that. Last spring even, and all summer, and then into the fall, he's been very good.
Do you feel like this is a critical year for a kid like Ty Egbert? Maybe in the past has had trouble being consistent and controlling his emotions.
Absolutely. Ty's in his 4th year. He's a junior as far as eligibility goes, but he's closing in on getting his degree. I think it's an important year for Ty. I think Ty views it as an important year. So, hopefully he can be a big contributor for us.
Has it been different? I heard that Washington State didn't want to scrimmage you guys this year.
No, not didn't want to. It just didn't work out in their. They have what Coach Kent told me. They have like a summer bridge program where their new guys are in, and that was going during the time we were playing. So we didn't get it set up this year the way we normally do. I think it'll resume next year.
Maybe a little pep in. All the guys are friends. Pep in your player's step. Being able to come in this year with that one under their belt.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's obviously a big game, I know my guys will be excited to play them. Whenever it is, December 7th or 9th or whatever date that game is. I'm not 100% sure. I think we're at USC on the 7th, aren't we? Maybe it's the 10th. Is it December 10th? Maybe it's the 10th.
So, Don, technically, is Zach an interim?
Yes, technically, Dale. How that happened is it's he's in a temporary position until the end of the season, just like Tim Marion is too in the ops. Then at the end of the season, what we'll do is we'll sit down and figure it all out. But Rob and I thought at the time that all this transpired, it was best just to make this temporary. Let's get through the season, and then let's sit down and finalize the coaching positions.
It's probably been too late for Joe to hook on anywhere else.
Yeah, I haven't heard. I talked to Joe just the other day, but he hadn't hooked on anywhere yet.
With obviously Mike Scott, Connor Hill gone, I think you said earlier that you expect a more balanced offensive attack. Is that necessarily a good thing or a bad thing? Or?
I think it's a good thing. I think it makes you harder to guard. No question about it. When you got 4 or 5 weapons instead of teams keying on 1 or 2, it makes you a lot more difficult to guard.
What do you see out of Jordan Scott, and what do you think what role he could play with his athleticism and his size?
I like what I've seen from Jordan. What I've told Jordan is I want him to be kind of a utility guy, a guy that can play both the small and the power forward. As we found out in the Big Sky Conference, a lot of people play with the smaller power forward, and so I've challenged Jordan to be a guy that can play multiple positions, can guard multiple positions, and been real happy with Jordan. He brings energy every day and plays really hard every day. And with Ark having a knee, we started Jordan in the first exhibition game, but he had earned that spot, no question about it.
Does he have a shooting license?
Yes, he does.
Do you maybe see a little bit of Steven Madison in him?
Well, they're different type players. I mean, when you compare someone to Steven Madison, who's the second all-time leading scorer in Idaho history, that's pretty high standard. So what I expect from Jordan, and what Jordan knows we expect, is him to bring his energy, his enthusiasm, and his effort every single day, and find a way to help his team.
What do you like out of Jake Strawn with the move to maybe the 2-guard spot?
Jake can really shoot the basketball, no question about it. He's our best shooter. I think Jake's challenge is adjusting to this level. I thought he played pretty well in the first exhibition game.
Anybody else?
Good, thanks. Good seeing you guys.
Thanks, Joe.
See you soon.